In the quiet depths of a forest hermitage, where sacred groves whispered with the chants of sages and deer wandered without fear, lived Shakuntala. She was no ordinary maiden, born of a celestial nymph, Menaka, and the sage Vishwamitra. She had been abandoned at birth. A compassionate sage, Kanva, found her nestled among the birds, and from that day she grew as his daughter, embodying the purity and grace of nature itself. Her life was simple yet radiant. Alongside her friends, she watered the flowering creepers, fed the fawns, and tended to the ashram's rituals. Her beauty, untouched by vanity, seemed an extension of the forest's own charm. The trees bent as if to shade her, and bees lingered near her flowers longer than anywhere else. It was into this sanctuary that King Dushyanta once rode. Pursuing a deer with his bow, he followed it into the hermitage, only to halt when he realized this was no place for hunting. There, among the blossoming shrubs, he saw Shakuntala, her face glowing like moonlight filtered through leaves. At once, his heart was captured. Shakuntala too, though shy, felt a stirring within her. His presence unsettled her peace, and her eyes sought the ground, though her soul reached toward him. Love, like an arrow loosed silently, had struck them both. The king lingered at the hermitage, and soon their hearts, though hesitant, spoke openly. In the gentle language of nature, they confessed their affection. Shakuntala, though innocent of the world beyond the hermitage, trusted his sincerity. In accordance with ancient custom, they were united in a Gandharva marriage, solemnized by mutual consent, the forest itself bearing witness. Though duty may call me back to my throne, Dushyanta promised, I will return to claim you as my queen. Until then, keep faith, my beloved. To seal his vow, he gave her a ring, inscribed with his name, a token of remembrance. But fate, ever watchful, spun its web. Some days later, as Shakuntala sat lost in thoughts of her absent husband, she failed to notice the arrival of a powerful sage. Absorbed in her daydream, she neglected the rites of hospitality owed to holy guests. Offended, the sage cursed her, "The one you think of so intently shall forget you, as a dream fades with dawn." When her companions pleaded, the sage softened, "If he sees a token you have given him, he shall remember again." Thus the curse was bound to the fragile thread of chance. Time passed, and Kanva, perceiving the truth of Shakuntala's secret union, blessed her and prepared to send her to Dusyanta's court. With hope in her heart and the ring secure on her finger, she journeyed to the king's city. But destiny struck cruelly. As her caravan crossed a river, she paused to dip her hand in the water. The ring slipped unnoticed from her finger, vanishing into the depths. She reached the palace with nothing but her words, her love, and her unborn child. Before the king, she spoke with trembling voice, "I'm your wife, Shakuntala, sent by sage Kanva. You pledged yourself to me in the forest." But Dushyanta, bound by the curse and with no token to awaken memory, gazed at her as a stranger. "I know you not," he declared before his court. Shakuntala's heart shattered, yet her dignity held. Abandoned and humiliated, she turned away, vanishing into the wilderness. There, amidst sorrow and solitude, she gave birth to a son, Bharata, a child destined for greatness. Strong and fearless, even as a boy he played with lions as though they were calves. In nurturing him, Shakuntala found new strength, though her heart carried the wound of betrayal. Meanwhile, fate prepared its remedy. A fisherman, one day gutting his catch, found a royal ring within the belly of a fish. Recognizing the inscription, he brought it to the palace. As Dushyanta beheld the ring, memory returned like a flood. Every moment with Shakuntala, every vow, every glance in the forest, all blazed within him once more. Remorse and longing consumed the king. He set out to seek her, through forests and across rivers, until at last he reached the remote hermitage where she dwelt with their son. When he beheld little Bharta playing with lion cubs, his heart overflowed with pride and awe. Turning then to Shakuntala, his voice faltered, "Beloved, forgive me. A curse veiled my memory, but never my soul. Will you accept me again?" For a moment, Shakuntala stood silent, torn between pain and love. Yet seeing the sincerity in his eyes, and moved by the destiny of their son, she yielded. Love, tested by fate, found its recognition. Thus was the family united, and Bharta, child of forest and palace, grew to be a mighty emperor, after whom the land itself would one day be called Bharta, India.